Tyler Herro has revealed the truth on his injury that has Heat fans very concerned and has major implications going forwards for this guy on the screen right now, as Erik Spoelstra has sounded off on multiple different Heat players and their plans to have life without Tyler Herro for a little bit, and we are going to go over all that. There's a lot to consider right now, as the Miami Heat have lost their best guard, best player arguably, and definitely their best scorer in Tyler Herro for the beginning of the season, and there's been a lot of questions on when he'll actually be able to return to the court and what things are going to look like before Herro returns, and we have all the answers for that, and we're going to jump right in. But real quick, guys, if you are part of that 78% that's not subscribed to Heat Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily Miami Heat updates. We got a lot of great videos coming at you every single day, so make sure to be subscribed with those post notifications on. We are locked in right now as basketball season is just around the corner, and I cannot wait to see some Miami Heat basketball. But let's talk some basketball, because that's what we're here for at the end of the day. As we know, Tyler Herro, he went down with an injury to his foot that he was trying to work through, but ultimately could not, and he is going to miss the beginning of the season for it. It's very concerning considering the fact that the Heat desperately need Tyler Herro's offense in order to be a cohesive unit. So without him, things are going to be very, very tense. What exactly is going to happen? How much of a load are we going to see Andrew Wiggins bear while he's in trade talks? How's that going to affect those trade talks? There's a lot of stuff to consider when we think about Tyler Herro's injury, and Herro has finally spoken out and revealed the truth on where he's at with the injury. As it was revealed by Herro and Underdog NBA that Herro said his timetable to return is 8 to 12 weeks, though he also told Erik Spoelstra that he'd be back in 6 weeks. Now, obviously, we don't want Tyler to rush back, so we are going to look at this as an 8 to 12 week timeline. So that means that he'll be able to really get back onto the court, but he is going to be able to do some work already ahead of time. Obviously, when you have an injured foot, you're limited on what cardio you can do, but you can still do battle ropes, stuff like that. There's ways to get around it. The Heat understand that. They know what they're doing with Tyler, so when we consider all that, it is going to be fine eventually, but it is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking to start the season without Tyler Herro, just because of how much of an impact he has. Now, Herro spoke more in depth on this, saying it was locked, so every time I would try to push my foot forward, I just couldn't do it. They removed the bone so it wasn't blocking me anymore. I'll be back in the next 8 to 12 weeks. Should be a full recovery. Right now, I'm ahead of schedule as far as the swelling. I should get the stitches out in the next week. I told Spo that I'll be back in 6 weeks. So Tyler Herro trying to waste no time and get back on the court. It is clear how much he matters to this Heat team. It's not lost on anybody that the team is just not really very good without him at all. Herro put up 24 points per game last year, 5 rebounds and 5.5 assists, shooting 47% from the field and 37% from three, including 45% on the corner three. In his first season, kind of being the team's true point guard in a lot of ways, because the Heat just didn't really have a point guard. Herro stepped in as a combo guard, was able to do it quite well, and made an all-star team for his services. So when we consider that, obviously Tyler Herro is a very, very talented player, one that the Heat so desperately need on their team. Because when we look at the Heat stats from last year, they put up 110 points per game, 26 assists, shot 46% from the field, and also shot 37% from three. Those numbers were considerably worse without Tyler Herro, as the team went 0-5 without Herro, only putting up just way worse numbers across. I mean, putting up 106 points per game, which is way down, shooting 42% from the field and 31% from three. That is not sustainable offense. That's not good offense at all. The offense, in fact, is pretty garbage. So when you consider that, it really is very important to understand that Tyler Herro, without him, the team is just not going to be able to function the same way. They're not going to be able to function at all, clearly. So it is something that they're going to have to work on. They're going to have to consider moving forwards, so Tyler Herro can really, not have to come back and save the entire Heat season, which is something they might have to do if things don't change. Now, on top of that, we also just see a struggling team that desperately could see another change, and Erik Spoelstra has talked about potential changes already. We know they're going to have to cover for Tyler Herro. We know there's going to be a lot of stuff considering that, and when we look at the Heat's depth chart, we do see that there are some names who can obviously cover for him, whether it's guys like Davion Mitchell or Kasparas Giacochonis getting some minutes early on in his career, or Drew Smith. There's also Terry Rozier, and Terry Rozier is an interesting guy because everything surrounding him right now with the gambling situation. Terry Rozier was accused of gambling on games or having an impact on gambling on games, and since then, there has been a lot going on. He's still been allowed to play in games and had a terrible season last year, so there's been a lot going over with that. But Rozier did speak on his bad season and just what he's doing this year saying, last year didn't go as planned. I'm human, but this offseason's been good to me. Last year, Terry Rozier put up 10.6 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. He only shot 31 or 39% from the field and 29% from three. Just a terrible season overall. And Eric Spoelstra did talk about Terry Rozier, saying, last year is last year. What you can control is your approach to every day, and Terry has been in the gym. I'm open to Rozier possibly returning to the rotation at the start of the season as well. So Spoelstra is open to giving Rozier that other chance, and that is going to be huge to consider because outside of Terry Rozier, there's only so many guys you could look at and kind of have fill in. One of them, the main guy, is Davion Mitchell. Mitchell is expected to be the starting point guard on opening night for the Heat without Tyler Herro there. Mitchell last season put up 8 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, and 5 assists per night while shooting 40% from the field and 37% from three, including 42% on corner threes as well. He's been a very good player, and obviously the big staple of his game is his ferocious on-ball defense as well. He's really starting to blossom, and those numbers don't look like it, but we did see Davion Mitchell go out in the playoffs and absolutely ball out, averaging 15 points per game, shooting 50% from the field. So when we consider that, we know that there is an angle to Davion Mitchell's game where there's still room to grow, and him getting a starting spot after having a hot playoffs is just the way to do that. We also get to see if Mitchell is more of a 1 or a 2, considering his size. He fits better as a point guard, and I've been on record saying that I think Tyler Herro is better as a shooting guard, so we could focus on what he does best. Scoring the ball, I know he's a good passer. I'm not saying he's not. He's a very well-rounded player, and he's gotten better and better and more well-rounded as time has went on throughout his career, like Heat players usually do. But I do like Herro more as a shooting guard personally. If Davion Mitchell can prove that he is a point guard, that'd be absolutely massive for the Heat going forwards. But also, it's a matter of how Terry Rozier performs, because his first year with the Heat, he was good. When he got traded here from the Hornets, things were good. He put up 16.4 points per game, 4.6 assists, and 4.2 rebounds in those 31 games. He shot 91% from the free throw line. He was shooting 42% from the field, which isn't excellent, and 37% from three, which is very solid. He was an excellent pull-up three-point shooter, and was just a super, super important, he was just a jolt for this team that they desperately needed when they moved off Kyle Lowry, who was showing signs of age. So it was a great move at the time, but now Rozier has just struggled mightily, and the hope is he can get back to form. We've seen him perform in playoffs before. For his career, he averages around 9 points per game, 10 points per game in the playoffs. His field goal numbers aren't great, but he did have that one playoff run where he was the starting point guard, and he was absolutely excellent. Like, the man put up 16.5 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.7 assists, shooting 40% from the field and 35% from three. We've seen Rozier be a very impactful player in the playoffs throughout his career. It's a matter of if he could do that with the Heat. Can he show that he does have something left to give to this team? He's been in the gym, as Spoelstra said, and that's a big part of things going forwards for Rozier, because at the end of the day, the Heat do need a point guard. Terry Rozier can be that point guard. He gives them a real guard. He gives them someone who can control the pace of the game, handle the ball, and not be Tyler Herro when Tyler Herro's not there. So there's going to be huge if Terry Rozier can perform. So obviously that's a big storyline going into the season. Do you think Terry Rozier will be able to perform? When do you think Tyler Herro will be back? How do you want to see the Heat fare without Tyler Herro? What's the record you want to see them get at in those 12 to 15 games that he's not there for to start the year? On top of that, who do you want to see really get the bulk of that point guard play? Let me know all that in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.